Hey, folks, how's it going? Today we're going to talk about how Sonic Adventure is an extremely overrated game. I've seen a lot of people saying that this game is the best Sonic game, but I completely disagree. The truth is, the only reason people say that is because of the little thing called nostalgia. Whether you like it or not, this game was very important for Sonic's gaming history. It was the first game to actually have a cast of voice actors in the project. It was the first Sonic game with a more elaborate and complex story, whereas the previous games had very simple plots. Even with the release of Sonic Origins making some changes, those games are still pretty straightforward. Plus, this was the game that marked Sonic's transition from 2D to 3D, so it really is significant and essential for any Sonic fan. Now, look, I admit I'm not the guy who's played every game in the franchise, but I do want to play at least most of them. I played the Sega Genesis versions of Sonic 1, CD 2 and 3, and Knuckles. I've played Sonic 4, the first episode on YouTube, and the second on Android, and a few others as well. As of the moment I'm recording this, I finished Sonic Adventure 1 2 days ago, and I'd like to share my opinion on it. Every time I finish a Sonic game, I plan to share my thoughts here on the channel. And not just Sonic, I'm also planning to do this for God of War, Doom, and others. Anyway, let's talk about this game. First off, let me start by saying that no, Sonic Adventure is not the best game in the franchise. Not even close. And you know what? Sonic 4 Episode 2 is better. Why? Because Episode 2 is good from start to finish. Seriously, who disagrees that Episode 2 is bad? They clearly haven't played it. It's not possible. The final boss fight against Eggman is amazing. I mean, come on, right? I get it if you want to trash Episode 1 since it's a pretty mediocre game, but man, Episode 2 is marvelous. It brings back the nostalgia of Sonic 2 on the Mega Drive, especially the stages to collect the Chaos Emeralds. Alright, Sonic Adventure really does have some incredible moments. The final supersonic boss fight against Perfect Chaos is absolutely good, and no previous game had a boss fight that even came close to that. Not even Sonic 3 and Knuckles. The Sonic stages really make you feel hyped. The final battle against Eggman in Sonic's campaign is fantastic. The final boss fight of Tails' campaign against Eggman is amazing too. Speaking of Tails, I think his campaign was the best. I don't just consider the gameplay, but also the story. Tails is very well developed in this game. In previous games, he was always dependent on Sonic to face Eggman. At the end of his campaign, Tails is afraid to follow and face him, but he does it anyway and wins, proving his worth and getting applause from the city's citizens. Sonic and Supersonic's campaigns are absolute cinema to me, no doubt. Knuckles' campaign is decent, but the story is really good. Honestly, if the game only had those stages, it would be my favorite Sonic game. My main problem comes when you have to play the damn Amy and Big stages. Don't get me wrong, I like Amy, and I even think she should have been better utilized in this game, but her stage is boring and flavorless. And Big's campaign? Man, it was torture playing that crap. Oh, but it's just one campaign and Amy's stage isn't that bad. Screw that. Seriously. Amy's stage is playable, but it's super dull, while Big stage is a colossal, torturous mess and useless. Useless, useless, useless. The E102 stage is alright though, but I have to admit, the story of this game is really good. Really good. I just didn't like that Chaos was defeated way too fast. I don't know, I found the ending kind of lazy. Too easy. I was expecting more. The only thing lazier is whoever hasn't liked and subscribed yet. But aside from Amy and Big's stages, the gameplay is pretty smooth and frantic, and I like that. I love the speed and frantic pace that's present in Sonic games. That's why I don't like the 8-bit games in the franchise or Knuckles Chaotix. Man, that game is terrible. So no more rambling. I found it to be an average game. For me, it doesn't surpass Sonic 2 and doesn't even come close to beating 3 and Knuckles or Episode 2 of Sonic 4. Just remember, I haven't played every Sonic game, okay? I already mentioned that. The next Sonic game I'm playing is Adventure 2, so expect a video about that on the channel. In a few days, or maybe tomorrow, I'm not sure, there'll be a video about God of War. Do you want me to cover the first one, the second, or both, together or one at a time? Let me know in the comments below. Don't forget to like if you enjoyed, subscribe, and share it with a friend. May God be with you all. Later.